Hello. Welcome back. Hope you're all doing well today. But no, there's no event on anymore. The event has finished for stream readers, so it's like there are no quests. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. Hope you're all doing wonderfully well. Happy Wednesday. This one, I'm gonna put it here. There we go. Follow the link in chat. Log in with your Twitch account and drag and drop your units to the battlefield. Where are we? Well done. Sheba on first. Zam with second. Apathy with third. Hello Sheba. Hello Zam. Hello Joe. Did you get the luck mount? No. No, but that would have been greedy. 2 mounts in a day, like, would have been just a little bit much. But that's okay. Next Monday. There's always another Mount Farm Monday on its way. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we have a Spark quest as well.
The waters flow.
We can do... What is the weekly... Oh, God.
The Isles have a
PP? Yeah. Ooh, what's... Ah!
Guard against chaos.
Is it pet battle bonus week already? Jeez, that snuck up. That snuck up. Alright. Cool. Noted. I do not want an arena quest. that can piss all the way off. But can grab the Sparks of Life is the PvP stuff as well.
You'll find nothing better in the Isles. Your needs can be met here. May we?
Okay. And then we have the dungeon quests. Had to ask, of course. Of course. But no luck. Just Undasta. We grab
to meet you.
How fair
dungeon
may you
quests.
find what you seek.
And then we hook around and grab the profession quests. I saw when I logged in, there's a message talking about server issues.
This is when you leave. I will see you again.
I have to actually... Oh, I need crumbled stone. It doesn't say... It said craft, but... No, I don't think... It's a tomorrow problem? Well, you've got the whole week to do it, so... No harm. Honestly? No harm, I reckon.
Oh, the day just became more interesting.
And then...
What's up? Glad I could help.
Crafting, and then my enchanting quest.
My wares were made with knowledge.
Okay. So, do that later. Stone.
Have anything ancient
And I need the
needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
this one as well. One of those. And crumbled stone, spelt correctly, preferably. 15. Perfect.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Shit. I haven't done that in a couple days. Turn that in just to get it out the quest
I have all
log.
the time in the Isles. You have a bright future.
Crafting orders fulfilled. I don't think I have any of them queued up, and I don't think there's gonna be any that I can make. Yeah, I don't have the recipe. That's okay. Fireproof gear. Alright, so... Are you streaming Raid tonight? Hopefully. Hopefully. That is the plan. I'm planning on seeing how much of it I can get through. Those of you who are here this early, have probably noticed over the last couple weeks that things are not okay with me. In a few different ways. I'm not ready to talk about a lot of it. There's a lot going on. Like there is a lot going on in my life at the moment. You might remember, you may have seen on Monday when I pulled my retainer trays out of my mouth. I have my Invisalign. I've started the next step of my dentistry stuff. And I'm having some issues related to that. And there's a handful of other medical things that are happening. And when I say a handful, I don't mean one or two, I mean a handful, like a bunch of shit. And dealing with all of that has resulted in the exhaustion that you've no doubt noticed. The general the not being able to get anything done. I'm having to prioritize my health over things like social media, which I feel incredibly guilty about. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Even if I slip backwards in growing my business, it'll still be here once I finish handling my health stuff. As long as I can maintain streaming, the rest of everything can wait. I'm not good. And I'm very good at masking. And masking is exhausting as well. So the intention is to stream Raid tonight. And I'm gonna do as best I can. Wednesday is my one stream day a week that I'm not on the launcher. So I don't feel that additional pressure to make sure I go right to the end. Because if I finish early, I have to contact Blizzard and get them to take that down early, which means that they're doing work after hours, and I don't want to impose that on anybody. So Wednesday is pretty much the only day of the week where I can finish early without causing anyone harm, if I need to. So if I need to, I will. I am taking this Friday off though, so I'm hoping that will be enough. Of course, taking a day off in 2 days doesn't exactly help me now. So yeah, we'll, the intention is to stream Raid. We'll see. We'll see. Hey Cam, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Do you have to vote Labour to be on the Twitter front? What? What is the Twitter front page? Fingers crossed. Yeah. Thank you, Seeker. I'll be fine. I always am. But it's just getting there. I don't think I'm an NPC. As far as my meds tell me, you're all living in my world. So if anything, Giga, you are the NPC. Alright, let's go do some... the thing with the stuff. Actually, considering that the Spark of Imagination is not on my to-do list, if I don't do that first, I will probably forget. So let's go see what the 4th Spark of Imagination requires me to do. These are often quite cute as well, so let's go do this.
I shall test your mettle.
The engine is close to reaching its full potential. All it requires now is power core to process... Is a power core? To process any essence put into it more efficiently. Tyr left the knowledge of such devices with Watcher Iridius. Go into the halls of infusion and find him. I'm sure he will help you with whatever you need. Right, so that's a dungeon quest, and I don't want to do that.
Yourself worthy of Tyr's invention? Then join me once more for a new challenge.
That's fine, I'll do that next time. What difficulty of raid do you do? Whatever the guild decides they want to do. I think they're on normal.
To seek out what
I think they're doing normal first, but I'm not really sure. I just rock up and kill things. I raid with a guild that is... Why is that showing me here? I'm confused. I raid with a guild on a different server, and I'm just part-time with them. So I don't really have... Firstly, I don't have say, really, in what they do, although I assume most people probably don't. It's like the raid leaders and stuff, and they do a poll occasionally, but I don't tend to vote in them because I don't feel like, you know, I'm just like a guest, rather than whatever, but yeah, I think they're still on normal, but I'm not certain. I will find out when I zone in this evening. So I was just curious. Yeah, of course. Of course. But yeah. I know that they don't do mythic rating. They just kinda, from previous tiers that I've rated with them, it's kind of been they do normal, and then once it's cleared, they'll move on to heroic as long as everyone's kinda at the gear level where they can successfully do heroic, and then they just stick with heroic. Which I'm perfectly fine with. Mythic comes with a whole set of bullshit that I just don't really have the time for, and I think that they tend to maintain a smaller roster anyway, so I don't think they have a consistent 20 who'd be able to show up for mythics anyway. But yeah. I'm looking forward to giving it a crack on something that isn't LFR. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I am really enjoying, like, the casual, like, I can rock up once a week and there's no, like, attendance requirement. I don't have to, like, it's just, you know, I can show up when I can, and they usually, you know, they'll just be happy to take me. I do raid on Wednesdays and not Mondays, so I think that having me on farm nights rather than progression, like, it's not like I only rock up when it's progression. I'm sure we've all raided with those type of people before, and sometimes it's not very helpful. So I think they're probably happier that I turn up for farm only rather than prog only. But went through and got our Jiggle Cat last tier, and then after I got my Jiggle Cat, went back and helped a couple others get theirs, and yeah, it was nice. So they're just a really friendly environment. Far back to being hell. Oh no! Why is that? Honestly, the people who just raid log aren't the worst. I get it if you don't have the time for the game. I get that. It's more that, it's more in the, like, with my history with those kind of people, they would only turn up to 1 out of 3 raids. It was only ever the last night of the week that they'd turn up to. And then when we would get the prog kill and their best in slot item would drop, and they'd try to, like, we used EPGP, and so they'd try to bid for it, and they wouldn't get it because someone who was there 3 days a week would have higher priority than they would, and they need the item more as well because it's a bigger upgrade or whatever, and then they'd get all shitty and refuse to turn up to raid for 2 weeks as like a protest that they didn't get their piece of gear because clearly I'm the better player, so I should get it over them anyway. It's those kind. I've never had a raider who only turned up on prog nights who didn't have some kind of an attitude problem like that. I'm sure they exist. I'm sure they're out there. And I mean, if my day that I had available to go was Monday and not Wednesday, I'm sure they'd still be fine with that. But it just, I don't know, oh boy. Maybe I've just had like overall bad experiences with guilds. I'm just really good at picking, apart from Carpe Diem, they're phenomenal. And I'm technically not in the guild. So, I mean, maybe when it comes to guilds that I have joined, I've just got terrible taste. I would not be surprised. Good time zone, Mike, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. All right, let's clear our dresses, shall we? You think my attitude towards that kind of crap is changing? Fair. Fair. I definitely think being a raider, because the last few years of my hardcore raiding experience was spent as a guild leader, raid leader type person.
I never gave up hope.
And so as just a raider who makes no decisions, who make like nothing, no calling shit, all I have to care about is making sure I do my own job. Hell yeah. I will, yep, very happy to do that. As long as I do my job, then that is all that matters. Oh, for God's sake. I knew I was gonna miss that one, I could see it coming. It's alright. This is fine. This is fine. Just a chill, casual meander through a racing course, it's fine. Here we go. I think my biggest issue is when I was dealing with those kind of egos and attitudes as part of a raid team. I was a fair bit younger than I am now, and I was also very much like, oh, I have to make this work. It's my job to make this work, because if I don't, then it's my fault that the guild doesn't succeed. Whereas these days, I just could not give a shit. It's a game. Like, I think the perspective change in the time must be doing something. But yeah, no, I'm very, very happy to just be a raider. Rock up, do my job, leave. Not have to worry about, do we have enough healers? Not have to worry about who's taking the next piece of loot. No, like nothing. Just nothing.
Ended up in bad places, like these poor wee kitties. Go on and see them.
Oh, they broke a rock again. Every single time this thing refreshes. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like, okay, cool. Someone like fixes it and then somebody else hits like, oh, we need to roll the server back 5 minutes to fix a problem, and then it breaks the bloody world quest again. Oh well. I guess into do 1 or 2 raid tiers then fall apart. Oof. Yeah, look, it takes a lot of hard work to keep a guild together. It really does. It's super difficult. So not too bad, wonderful. Lovely guild, 3 of us, kind friend who occasionally joins us, brilliant. So I doesn't really care about it. If you want to start drama about Little being asked to do something, yeet, yes, yep, for sure. For sure. I'm too old for that bullshit, hey. I don't have time for that. Is this where the... no? No, I think it's under here. This is grotto.
Look at all these ancient Titan relics scattered about.
Never pass up an opportunity to study the past.
It's the entrance. Amazing. Yes. Sorry. Just got an email from my dentist confirming something I thought was a thing, and I'm so happy. Good. All right. We're fine. The fuck is the entrance? I have some time, supposed to be now and then. Hey, Erica, welcome back. Worked for me earlier. Like the two pallets refused to activate Devil or in a. Because they had a different one that was doing more damage, like increasing their DPS more or something. Like, is that? Oh, I don't want to do that. It'll affect my passes. 9 bugs in the code. Fix one bug. There are 105 bugs in the code. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly how the song normally goes. No, it's not, but it is how it goes in the development sphere. Probably using Ret Aura. Yeah, I don't know enough about anything else to. Oh, it's in here. In here? Grotto. It says Drake Grotto.
I am a paladin. Aww.
This is one issue I have with some world quests, is that it just doesn't give you any direction as to where you're supposed to go. So like, am I in the right place? I think I am, but it's not like activating that. You can see the yellow arrow telling me to go in that direction to activate the quest I'm tracking, but it's not. Already given buff every time someone dropped HP. Is it no longer based on deaths? No. 2 seconds of Seraphim every time someone gets hit for 50%, plus the wings if someone dies. There you go. Where? Oh, for God's sake. This is really annoying. I just want to do world quests. Okay, if I go all the way away from here and then come all the way back, because like that is clearly something that's meant to be clickable, right? And the big one there, yeah, because other people are clicking them, so it's like clearly it's working, but not. Gonna like zone out and then zone back in. Cool. Here we go. There we go. It's fine. Totally fine. Are called. You know, it's 3. You know, it's 3. These aren't shared. That's fucking annoying. It's the limited rating. It just takes time. just takes time. You'll get there eventually. And you'll be totally fine. And Pels and Christian start talking back after being asked to change endeavor. I love just sitting back and waiting for the kick. Yeah. Amazing. It's like, you don't have to be here. We can just get somebody else, like. Especially when you're not afraid to pug. Like, if it's a guild run, but you're not afraid to bring outsiders in just, you know, to get shit done. You can go back and kill it again later once you've got better gear to get, like, it doesn't matter if you kill it the first time and a pug takes the loot. It really doesn't, like, it's fine. You can always come back later. But, yeah. I can only play one spec though, that can be challenging. I gotta head back to sleep. No worries, Joe, rest well. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Much appreciated. I will see you on Sunday for pet farming. Getting all them pets. I need to get another... There you go. 199 more pets. How many times is ATT Random gonna send us to Zereth Mortis this time? If you asked me to change, I wouldn't have anything set my action bars, no any talent tree set, or kicked through no ill intent. Well, no, this is the thing. People don't tend to ask you to change specs. What Jack is talking about is paladins with their auras. You've got a selection of auras you can choose from, and you can have one active at any particular time. And they were using one aura that gave them a small damage increase, and they were being asked to switch to an aura that I believe gave the raid more armor, or more like damage or something like that. It helps them survive a little bit, and they refused to, because they wanted the extra bit of damage for themselves kind of thing. This is not to do with spec switching. This is just use this different buff when you can only use one at a time. Yeah. 3% weird wide. DR, perfect. Thank you for that. I knew it was some kind of protection thing, because it's like it's devotional and the image is like that blue shieldy thing, right? So I knew, like, iconography. It was going to be some kind of protection thing, but not prot spec, but like it would protect the raid. I just didn't know exactly how it did that. So thank you so much for that. No, it's totally fine. It's all good, Siggy. You don't need to apologize. Aura's the little shield. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that's the one. One click, doesn't change rotation, doesn't impact anything at all except your pass. Yep. It's like with Arcane Intellect. It's like somebody asking me to use Arcane Intellect. And yeah, it's although, I mean, obviously using that doesn't affect my damage. It does, but not in the... But yeah, it's a one click before the fight. It's a buff. But my 2% damage, or whatever it happened to be. Let me figure it out and give it a go. Yeah, that's it. Especially if it's like, hey, could you activate this particular buff? And you go, I'm so sorry, I don't know what that is. And they give you the full name of it, and then you scroll through your spellbook because they're in alphabetical order, and then you find it and you click it. Like, and that's, you know what I mean? And that's all it takes. But yeah, people are assholes. It's great. Same damage matters not. But yeah, like, I mean, you know, a couple % extra damage on one raider versus actually helping 4 or 5 different raiders survive and contribute more damage than your couple of % will be. Just a thought, maybe you should try that. Not anyone, like you, the general you, obviously. I hope that was obvious at least. So where's my... Oh, fireproof gear. That's, yeah. Okay, let's go do that one. Because then I can turn those in. Oh, it's burning a scent. And the other ones aren't up. Although we'll check the nets. We'll check the nets because I think some of them have been set and I do still need stuff from them. Oh no, my white passes.
Havoc on the wetlands.
Yeah, look, I'm not super great either.
Creatures they've harmed.
It's but that's okay. If they feel like I'm helping and not hindering, then I'll continue to go. That's all it takes. What was it? I might as well be healing was the retort. I got out the oh. If you insist. If you insist. Just gonna see if I click this thing until guys did the thing. Yep. That's it, it'll do it. I was doing, but I did the thing. Yep. Was it the blue Rooney looking button on the screen? Like the extraction button? Meeb and Zam, congratulations to you both on your bonus shit. Well done. Hydrate though. Place your units. Special action. Okay, alright. Just checking. Why is there no loot and yet it's sparkly? It's not. There we go. Thank you. Right, so this is what they were talking about server issues. That's why. Noted. I've also stopped clicking buttons with moving mouse clicks and using them as on the keyboard. Well done. Like, honestly, changing your muscle memory like that is a big deal, so well done. Legit cackling now, good. Good. Glad I can make you laugh. Alert! Yep. Specialty definitely laughing at myself. No, you're laughing with me, Seiko. You're laughing with me. I'm laughing on the inside. Tank from like 9 when Mike would use as a presentation mouse. Like the big rolly ball one. That's pretty that's pretty talented. Here now, don't argue an add-on is suggested, just bloody do it. Well, look, not every add-on is going to help for you, though. That's, like... Some add-ons are very, 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 very useful, but some of them aren't going to apply to the kind of content you like to play, so that's okay. Oh dear, the lag. It is the real. There's only one add-on that's required, and that's GTFO. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about GTFO is that it can't, like, and for obvious reasons, it can't trigger until you've actually taken damage from whatever you're standing in. So it's kind of half a second too late, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Is it a real one? It is a real one. The only thing GTFO does is when you take damage from an area or effect that you're standing in, it essentially makes the Avast antivirus noise. Oh, no, I think now it says watch your feet, watch your feet, watch your feet, watch your feet, or is that DBM? But yeah, essentially it's a warning that you are standing in something that you should not be standing in. You were staring at me? No, GTFO is like... I think Jack's Kappa was directed at the fact that obviously there are a bunch of other add-ons that are quite helpful as well, but GTFO is like super useful. Super useful. Sorry, I need an answer and I need it now. Fuck yes. Okay. I'm taking like regular painkillers, like prescribed regularly, like once a day kind of thing. And I'm having a different pain, and I needed to know if I could take the pills together, and then I needed to know if the extra pill I wanted to take, like paracetamol, was actually going to help the other type of pain I'm having. And it does. It's one of like the top recommended treatments. So fuck yes! My teeth are so sensitive. So sensitive. Like I woke up this morning. I was awoken this morning by electricity shooting through my lower front teeth. It was just, and I'm sitting here like trying to get through it, and I just can't. I'm in so much fucking pain. So do your thing. Ah. Nope. Okay. I'm so bad at taking pills. They always hit my gag reflex. Always. Oh. Alright, what am I doing? Distracting myself until the painkillers kick in is what I'm doing. Help tiny critters. Good. It feels great for people like me who sometimes can't see what's going on. Yeah, it is very, very handy. It is obviously better to get out of something before it starts hurting you. However, there are some situations where it's just really fucking hard to see, or your PC isn't beefy enough to have the projected textures functional enough to see them properly, all that kind of, like, there's, there have also been some, like, really bad decisions on, like, you know, having a watery ground effect in an arena, boss arena that's full of water, that kind of, you know, it's, sometimes the decisions that are made are not particularly sensible. Problem is I'm playing Monk now, I hear GT4, but like, Touch of Death. Oh dear. I could have kind of tend to stick, no. They're the not coated kind that tend to stick. I actually have a lot better luck with coated tablets. These are the powdery ones that if you put them down, they leave a little ring of dust, because they're kind of just a little bit powdery. Yeah, and those ones tend to stick worse for me. They tend to like get stuck into my gag reflex and then like draw down my throat like chalk. Yeah, it's unpleasant. Seeker, thank you so much. Much appreciate the Prime sub. The month's 20. 20 months. How ridiculous is that? Here's to 20 more years. Anyway, thank you so much, Seeker, and thank you so much for all of the support you've provided over those 20 months. Like, I swear to God, I have the best mods on the fucking platform. Can we just accept? Like,
May the war.
you get strep throat, coated, sticky, and taste foul is the worst thing. Oh, I don't know that I've ever had strep throat. I know that we call it something different here, I think. Because it's just a Streptococcus aureus, like it's a golden staph infection in your throat, right? No, that's Staphylococcus aureus. Fuck. You know what? I'm just... That's why it's golden staph and not golden strep, you numpty. Anyway, it's fine. My brain is functional. What are you talking about? But yeah, it's a bacterial infection of the throat. I just don't remember which one it is. And I'm trying to figure out if we call it something different here, because I've never had it, but I've had for most things. I've even had the mumps. Like, guys, can we, like... My body is a... Excuse me, I completed the... Oh, okay, there we go. It's just lagging.
Nicely done. You and your Drake are exceptional.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It may well be known as only strep throat in Australia as well. I'm just curious if it's known as something else, because I feel like maybe I've heard it referred to differently, but I very much could be wrong. Very, very much could be wrong. Strep pyrogenes. Okay. Micronate. Thanks, Cub. The degree helps with that. The degree helps with that. Plus, you know, my magnificent medical history.
Hi, the Sunwell.
Oh, Lord. Erica, thank you so much for the Prime sub. 3 months! Amazing! Enjoy your new sub badge. Hope you like it. Oh, and we've got 2 minutes to trigger a hype train. Scarlet fever, chickenpox twice. Swine flu, SARS, and COVID twice. I've had glandular fever as a kid, thankfully, because it can look like it can kill as an adult. I mean, it can kill as a kid as well, but you know, I had chickenpox. I've got the scars in some of the softer skin around my belly and stuff. I've got a few of those chickenpox scars still there. I had mumps as an adult, which was not fun in the slightest. Obviously psoriatic arthritis, which is also not fun. I've been hospitalized by food poisoning. I remember my mum taking me to the hospital in the middle of the night when I was a toddler. Not toddler, but like just a little older than a toddler. Sam! With the resub at tier 3, 24 months. My God. Here's to 24 more years. God. I wonder if I'll make it that long, honestly, with all the medical shit. I do wonder if I'll make it to the average life expectancy sometimes. No, yeah, I know, and I'm not listing as competitive either. Absolutely not. It's more of a, oh, you've shown me your list, let me show you mine. Definitely not as a competition. Not at all. I sincerely apologize if it was coming across that way. I would never try to compete on like that kind of, that's just not, no. Absolutely not. Yeah, it's one of them things, so. Glad you had an 18-year-old. Oh no, I had a friend who was hospitalized when he got it as a 22-year-old, and he was in hospital for about a week. He was incredibly fit and healthy, and it put him in the hospital for a week. He was shocked. Like, he was like, I did not know that anything could take me out like that. And yeah, he was not well. It's just crazy what the body can go through. It's crazy what the body can like get through and actually like, successfully get through and come out the other side. Hey, like whoa. Does it feel really what I was going through? Yeah, it could be very good at trying to heal itself. It is. It absolutely is. The body's self-preservation is just incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Yeah. That sounds like a jazz. That also sounded like a jazz. Oh, Lord.
I'm not a paladin.
Oh, it's a mystic piece. I'm like, why is there an epic on this loot table? It's, the disenchant piece. I hope this panel kicks in soon. Very, very soon. Ah, dearie me. No respawns yet. Interesting. These ones work. They're slightly... Oh, they're just inside the quest range. Okay, noted. So what do y'all have planned for the weekend? If you have plans. Hype train success! We cleared level 2! Amazing! Thank you so much, guys. So generous of you all. So sweet. Oh. Let us know if you got new shiny emotes. Work tomorrow, so working next 5 days. Fair. Fair. I should be awake through at least part of it. You and me both. That is exactly the plan. We're gonna have all the hype emotes. Ah! All the level 2 ones, I assume. Because if you've got, so all the level 2 and the level 1 ones, because if you get, excuse me, if it gets to level 3 and you've got all the level 3 ones, it'll drop down and give you a level 2 one. And if you've got a level 2 ones, it'll drop down and give you a level 1 one. Like, it'll keep dropping down until it can find one to give you. But yeah, they haven't changed them up for a while, though. We haven't had any new hype emotes for a very long time. And so any time we have a hype train, even if it goes all the way to level 5, it tells me that I've got all the emotes. It's like, oh, okay. For like a year now, right? It's been a while. I haven't made new ones for quite some time. I'm not too sure. Yeah. I wonder, does it? It doesn't show you the locked ones, does it? I don't want to kill you. I want to... fine. Hey, Seeker! Well done on the new emote. Oh, only the unlocked ones? Yeah. It'd be kind of nice if it showed you, like, the ones that were locked. So you can kind of... Although I wonder if that would count as it looking like they're trying to sell them. Like, it's like, hey, if you push that train up, you can get this emote, kind of... Tiny emotes. Ah, nice. Maybe shortage was happening. Yeah. Yeah. Like, if they don't have the time to make new ones to be released, maybe just like, I don't know, release some of the old ones. Like, you know what I mean? Like, give us a second chance to earn some of them or something. I don't know. I just...
The rivers of the waking shores are teeming with life today, but I
enjoy your Lexam.
fan mail.
Interesting.
Think you can catalog the wildlife for me?
Yeah, super cute, right? Maybe they didn't want to make 2022 ones because everyone just felt like the year was trash. Feel like yeah, you were absolutely right. 100%. I had to fill out a form today that asked about like medical procedures in the last few years, and I'm like, right, so when were my surgeries? Like, which actual years were my dental surgeries in? It was a time I had great difficulty. Turns out my first surgery was in October 21 and my second surgery was in March 22. So now I'm going to try to remember that. But I will be back very shortly. We're about an hour in. I'm going to stretch my legs. I highly recommend you do the same. I'm also running low on the water, so I might grab another bottle. Confused 2019, 2021. Not distinctly separate for me, thankfully. That's good. That's really good. I will be back shortly. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Oh, there's been a raid. Let me... Different. It's raid. I'm horrible with extended dates, especially when it comes to things like my jobs over the last 20 years. Why would you ever need to provide a list of jobs over the last 20 years? Like, that feels excessive. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that song. Doing more cooking baking this year. Good. What does everyone else have planned for this year? Honestly, nothing. Right now, it's just get better. Like, and I'm not talking about like get good. Like, I'm talking about health-wise, just get better. That's my one and only goal right now. Once that is sorted, then I will look at other things. I've also set myself a 52 book aspirational goal. I love that. I love that. About 5 last year would be a big increase. Holy cow. Do you have like a, have you jumped on a website like Goodreads or something like that for, I know there's one, like you create an account and you can like write little, you can write reviews for the favorite books, and you can track like which one you're currently reading and all that kind of stuff. But there's one particular one out there that it asks you for like keywords that describe the book as well, and then it uses like user generated, like all those keywords that different people have associated with books to recommend you something new to read that fits in with stuff that you're looking for or stuff that you've previously read, which I thought was kind of cool. So I don't know if that's something you might be interested in. I don't even know if it's still a thing, but it was. It used to be. Flying fish failed? Are you kidding? I have too many quests. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. The record, I don't do New Year's resolutions. Security clearance's whole work history is required for some. Oh. If it's something you're doing, like if it's a security clearance that you need to renew every so often, I would imagine that you'd have like a resume that's saved somewhere that you just kind of add your more recent stuff to every time you need to submit it, right? But any state jobs including casinos, they want a full record the last 15, 20 years. Oh, right, of course, America. Because I'm like, no they don't, because I worked for a casino and they absolutely did not do that. But America. Right. Yeah, no, I just had to provide, like, your standard resume. Like, why am I good for this job? So, yeah. I should need it all. I guess that 5 years as far as the dates. Yeah. Just like every time something moves off the 5-year thing, just like cut it and paste it in a new document, which is like the security clearance one. Gosh, that's interesting. I'm not sure I'd be able to remember dates for all my jobs. I could probably list them off in order, but not necessarily with dates. That's rough. But I would also imagine that I could probably go back and like do some kind of request for information from the tax office. And they would at least give me my tax return stuff for each of the years, so I could at least get the years sorted. And then I could potentially reach out to the companies and be like, hey, I'd find a way. I'm sure. It'd be a hell of a lot of work, but I'd find a way. Yay for food! Thank you. Oh shit, that's balsamic vinegar, isn't it? This is gonna hurt like fuck. Cool. So no, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Bank statements. Yeah, true. Although, no, I've got water. It's okay. Okay, I like tasty drink too. That's good.
You said you like a tasty drink.
I do like tasty drink. Hello! Delicious. Ah! Oh, you can never tell when it's gonna actually pop. And they've got lipstick all over them. Fucking brilliant. Okay. How do I... You sit like that, please. I have to clean this. Yay, thank you.
Hi, Sika.
Look painful. It's not painful, it's just kind of... They're formed to fit my teeth exactly. So they make like a vacuum seal. So pulling them off my teeth is hard to do. And so when they finally give way, it's a bit of a, you know, bit of a surprise.
So the recipe also
Why
called...
is there a knife?
Just in case you wanted to cut the egg. Anyway, the recipe also called to put brown rice with it, but I was like, there's already a lot of food.
A lot of food. Salt?
Salt?
Yes, please. You're amazing. Thank you. Nope. Oh, I'm suddenly hungry. This was my lunch. I ended up eating leftovers for lunch. But, my stomach, I had a pit in my stomach because of the paracetamol, so I'm
Eating the food.
trying. Oh, my fucking teeth. Cool. Thank you very many. Oh, sorry. Stop
Anything
looking
else
at
I can get
that. No, it's okay. Thank you anyway. Good. My teeth hurt. Sensitivity. I don't think I've ever actually had sensitive teeth before. I've had like Uncle. I've had tooth issues. I've had tooth issues before, but like it's just been pain, not sensitivity. Mother of God. It's so bad. So bad. Hello Axiom, welcome back. I'm doing alright, I hope you can say the same. I'm gonna hear a really stupid joke always. I agree with Seeker on this. We have a consensus. Loses something in translation. I think it may lose everything in translation because that makes exactly 0 sense. Sorry, like, not to like offend or anything. That makes no sense. And I know having to explain jokes sucks, so makes it even stupider. Aww. Maybe. See, my favorite joke. My favorite joke is, what is the difference between a cat? What is the difference between a cat? One of its legs is both the same. I hope you enjoyed my favorite joke. Can you see the minifin? Yes, I see the minifin. Let's not call that outside the US. No, but we know what it is.
What?
that's the thing, like, so
Certainly worthy of a tale or two of your own.
just because the name is different, like, we know what a bell pepper is. We don't use the phrase here, but we know what it is because we have such overexposure to American media. So we know what acetaminophen is. You didn't have to translate that because we're not so isolated we don't know what other countries call things. Yeah, okay. I think this is the thing, like, I've spoken to a lot of American folk who just don't know what things are called elsewhere because they don't have exposure to media from other countries. But other countries have massive exposure to American media. So we all know what the fuck y'all are doing up there. You just don't know what we're doing. Which I find quite entertaining to think about. Okay, yep, that's a bit too cold. I'm gonna have to let that warm up. Just calling things by the Aussie names sometimes. Oh dear. We have better names for things though, so like, understandable. Okay. So my teeth like boiled eggs. Noted. It's a teeny bit too cold, but it's a good... It didn't like hurt. So that's good to know.
A threat against these lands is a threat against our queen. Remove them and restore the order.
Encore. More eggs, less balsamic. The eggs are really expensive at the moment, aren't they? Cool to see my opinion is people saying, how you going? How you going? Yeah. Sounds like less invasive. Less invasive than how are you? Or is there a different phrase? It's not too bad. Okay. Alright. I mean, that's a fair bit more than it used to be, but that's... I also refuse to let you buy cage eggs, so... Oh, okay. Interesting. See, when I think how you doing, I think Joey. How you doing? You know, like, so it's kind of... Maybe that's kind of the thing that's funny. These are perfectly cooked eggs though, Jazz. Holy shit. I have greenery stuck in my teeth. Literally that perfect. Perfect. Oh, excuse me. This morning. They are like the perfect ratio of like pale yellow to darker yellow in the middle and stuff. Like they look beautiful. I wonder if we could experiment with like deviled eggs. It's like you hard boil the eggs and you cut them in half and you take the yolks out and you mash the yolks with like some mayonnaise and some seasonings. A lot of the time people put like diced up capsicum and shit in them for some god awful reason, but also like a dash of curry powder. And then you're supposed to like pipe it in to make it like swirly cupcake tops but you don't have to do that. You could just spoon it in. So it's like seasoned. I'm a pen. Capers or chopped up gherkin. Yeah. I fucking love capers. Devil and eggs, has to be you can do scrambled, perch, flipped, non-flipped. So you just cook them like this, Jess. You cook hard-boiled eggs, you crack them all open, you cut them in half, and then you take the yolks out. You mash the yolk with like mayonnaise or aioli or something like that, and like other seasonings we were talking about. And then you just kind of spoon it back into the hole, and it's like an hors d'oeuvre. Except I would absolutely eat a whole fucking tray of them in a sitting because I'm a terrible human. Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper. Oh, that's actually like what's noted. Okay, I would probably leave out the Worcestershire at the moment, and probably the pepper. But I reckon I could maybe do capers, especially if they were mashed through everything. And I'd probably add mayo to make it creamy, like not tons of it, just to kind of bind it all a bit. Plus it's creamy, which might do the helpy. Because right now, I just bit into spinach, lightly tossed with some balsamic vinegar, and it felt like I bit into Razageth's ass. The lightning and stuff, like, the sensitivity, the pain. Which is why I'm like, eggs, how can I like level up eggs to make me want to actually eat them for 3 meals a day? I'd say no to the pepper. My mom's always added mustard too. Ooh, you know what I love is a good seeded mustard. A good seeded mustard. But I'd probably, because mustard can be quite vinegary, and this is what's kind of, I think I'd probably add the vinegar, add the mustard later once my teeth are a little less angry. She didn't even laugh at the last of the scene. Good God, I can be paid to eat that. Really? What part of it don't you like? How do you eat chili? Yeah, I'm absolutely not doing chili at the moment. I don't usually do spice very well, and considering that my teeth are rebelling against me, I'd probably avoid it now as well. But welcome back, Psycho. I hope you're doing well. Every time I make an omelette, I get leaky cheese. I have bad experience with eggs, no dice ever. No, of course. Oh, that's right. Right, you don't do eggs. I forgot. Sorry. I'm... See, once I have a reminder, I remember, but that defeats the purpose of having memories, doesn't it? Yeah, the Asa bosses. Shut up, you! I was hoping no one would mention it, but I said it, and then I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. So, all the bacon. I see your plans, you aren't wrong. Bacon, tomato, toast, beans, hash brown, spinach, mostly bacon. I love a good hash brown. Like a good hash brown is like crunchy, crispy on the outside, super soft on the inside. Just, oh. Why are there so many foods that are amazing when they're crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside? All the bacon.
What's your step?
Waffle Sunday, Red Home Saturday, try for homemade crispy crunchy hash browns on Sunday morning. Sounds amazing. Sounds amazing.
On behalf of Alex Straza, I thank you for your efforts today, champion.
People have their bacon out of interest. It really depends. It really depends. Usually it's either like so crispy it just kind of shatters. Or like still quite soft. Nowhere really in between. When you get to that like chewy sort of stage, like you want to get past the chewy stage. It needs to be soft enough that you can bite through it, or hard enough that when you bite it, it just breaks. When it's that chewy, soft kind of one, in like, no. Especially if you're trying to put it on a goddamn sandwich. If you bite into it and it's so chewy and then you go to pull back and it just pulls the whole fucking slice of bacon, no, you've done it wrong. It's got to be either crispy, like shatter crispy, or it needs to be soft, like bite throughable soft. Trevor decided to make it at the time. Did start adding thin slices of apple or pear to salads now gives me a nice crunchy feeling, don't require dressing. Having like fruit in salads is just amazing. Even if it's like little slivers of orange or like pomegranate seeds or stuff like that, having fruit in a salad just really lifts it on a like total other level. It's great. Hey Jas, do you want to send me a couple dual crafting work orders? If you wouldn't mind. So we have Scepter of Spectacle. Fire. And of air.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
And I need 3 of each, so I need 6 chromatic dust. I need 9 rousing fire.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
I need 6 wrath bark. Me too, depends which kind of bacon. Should try. Should this be practically burnt? Bacon straight up for the softer side, putting on some gelatinous thing. I'm not a huge fan of bacon. I want a PLT. Imposter in the room. What gems can you make? Some, not sure. I don't think you can make work orders for gems.
Anything exotic, bring it to me.
I need 1 rousing air. I got a few from the quest before.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
So the crafting order's a thing. I understand why they don't. Like, they'd have to make the entire auction house cross-faction as well, I reckon, to like balance it all out. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with not liking something. It means it's more for the rest of us, right? That's all it is.
We will not repeat our history. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, so I've done my enchanting quests. Catch and release, so I need to buy them fishies.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
You know what's funny though? I've had the trays in since Monday. And when I close my mouth now without the trays in, my bite feels different. 2 days and my bite feels different. That's pretty spectacular. It's really interesting. Oh, excuse me. So let's go. Oh yeah, shit. Because it was on my list. Thank you for reminding me. Oh well, I'll just auction those back off again. So I can request gem. Ah, cool. They must have changed it because I didn't think you could before. That's good to know.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Two gold still. Discover why they're so freaking expensive. Okay. Why is that? Do I want to know? Alright, where's our hunt at? Awakened order per gem. Yeah. Right. Fair enough. Oh, free for all? I can do that.
We near the end of our hunt. Signal the other hunters by blowing the horn.
Oh, there we go. Purple bag, yep.
You did better than I expected.
I didn't get either
scouts will search
companion.
for new hunting grounds while these lands replenish.
It's okay. Well, at least if you're getting the orders through Mageass, then you don't have to pay extra for the commission and stuff. But I know I don't have a whole lot of gems at the moment.
Twofoot, something has these creatures angered. You must fend them off before they wreak havoc.
Well done, Mike. But can you multi-craft them? If you can, why would I crafting order the things? Because you can multi-craft on a crafting order? And because I need 2 crafting orders every week? It's only 2. It is only 2. Why have you sent me more than 2? You have. I can hold, like, I can let it return to you if you want me to. And then you can pop it in next week, unless you need the stuff.
Help the land
Today.
renew by nurturing these young. When they are grown, they will become fine quarters.
This says
for our
disorientated woolly lamb expelled. I misread that. I thought it said exploded, and I was very concerned. What the hell was... Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's... I was just offering you the option. It's still too cold. I can't drink that. Okay, I'm gonna need to put this back here. I can't eat. God damn it. I feel really bad. There's lipstick all over this. It's alright, I'll just brush them later.
The creatures of this land need to be thinned out. Hunt them down.
What is that seed that I just picked up? Oh, it's a supplies thing, okay.
Something has stirred the creatures of this area. Hold them off.
Mama, yay! That's awesome. Make probably forward to playing again. I'm really glad, Seeker. That's awesome that you're looking forward to it. It's a good thing. I want to get home from holidays. I know, right? Trippy. Kitchen stuff to do. Okay.
The nesting in this area is too dense. The land cannot sustain all these creatures. Clear some out.
Run up the side. There we go. The dragon was just too big to do so.
A wild creature stalks this land. Come, join the hunt. Prove your skill. We're drawing close to the end of our hunt. Blow the horn to signal the other hunters.
Go, there's the blue bag.
Well done.
Got a back our companion color, but not the companion. But that's
there
okay.
are more places ripe for hunting. The Shakar will seek out new grounds.
Have our uncommon hunt. And then we're good. Yeah, there's I believe they're pets. Yeah, so you can get your Bakar and your Ohuna as pets, like battle pets.
What? Finally.
But of course you also have, like, while you're doing the hunts, you've got one or the other, depending on what you've chosen. And you can get colors for them, like different colors. I unlocked a new color for my Bakar, but I did not unlock the companion itself.
Something has stirred the creatures of this area. Hold them off.
That's okay. I should not think about how to get those two. They drop from the hunt bags. They drop from the hunt bags. I know they can drop from the epic one, and I know they can drop from the rare one. I don't know about the uncommon one yet, though. System to pock, isn't it? Kind of, but not. You don't talk to your companion to switch things up. As you level up the renown, you unlock new, like, it's kind of like a really, really super simplified talent system. You pick one or the other kind of thing. And then you choose one or the other companion and then one or the other abilities for your companion. Like I've got here, Razor Wind's passive and Purifying Breeze passive. Those are the ones that I currently have active. And then you can get colors to drop from different activities, but like the hunts specifically. But then beyond that, it's yeah.
Renew by nurturing these young.
They don't help you find treasures or anything. It's literally, and it's not across the zones either. It's literally just when you're in a hunt. They'll help you do stuff. So yeah, kind of a little bit simplified. But it's kind of cute. There it is. It's too big a what's it? There's an item that lets you summon the hunt companion in any zone. There's no doing stuff in Dragonbane. Your chicken just one taps an elite. That's funny. I didn't realize that. My bad. But yeah. That is really funny. I don't know that I may have seen the talent tree for them. Yeah. Yeah, super, super simple. It's like pick one of these two, pick one of these two, pick one of these two kind of thing. But, it at least gives you a little bit of control over how you are assisted. Because every player is going to play differently. So some people might need extra damage, some people might need some protection, etc. Like it's, yeah, it's good. I like it.
Hostile creatures roam this land. Thin out their numbers.
It's as complicated as it needs to be. Which is not very. Afternoon, Draz. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well.
A wild creature stalks this land. Come, join the hunt. Prove your skill.
You're even different for names. That happens when somebody hasn't chosen a colour for their own name. Every time it loads up a page with that name, it'll choose a random colour. It only sets the colour across all browsers when the user chooses a colour themselves. Yeah. Like Koalatron I've never chosen a name for, I believe, so it'll be different every time.
Kill them, quickly!
Just like, nah, it doesn't make you do it during account setup, so some people don't even realize you can. Excuse me. Someone who told me, I'm going to change my doing. Anyone notice? Oh yeah, people would absolutely notice. Zil, Martin, and Zam, congratulations to all of you on your bonus ship. Well done. Right, no quests. I keep forgetting.
We near the end of our hunt. Signal the other hunters by blowing the horn. You did better than I expected. My scouts.
There you go, so the companions can get from any of them.
These lands are replenished.
Oh. How long until the siege? Siege is over. Okay. Dragon Scale base camp. Well done, Sam. Well done. Keep flipping between like intense pain and falling asleep. Yeah. Hmm. Who does random things? It's this weekly stuff.
Today.
All the
so we can study the area safely.
all of the stuff that can be done on a weekly basis and things. Check. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh well. Alright. And I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair. Nice. Oh, fuck. I don't know how we are. I know how I am, but I'm not sure about the rest of everyone else. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome back. I did. Although that doesn't seem to count.
Taste my axe.
Now we can work without worrying about a proto-dragon attack. Thank you for your assistance.
This hurts so much more than I ever thought it would. I'm in so much pain that it's making me nauseous. This is not a good feeling. This is not a good feeling. Oh, I wish just one time my body would just do what it's supposed to do. That'd be really nice. Let's keep on trying. Hey, Sepot. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Make this stack. Do you get diminishing returns? I've taken all the painkillers that I can that are in the house. I've got one that's a more recent prescription that I can take one a day. I have taken one today. And I've taken a dose of paracetamol, which I can stack with it. I cannot take another one. And everything else in the house is the kind that you can't take with one or the other of the ones I've already taken. So unfortunately, that's yeah. Unfortunately, I'm tapped out at the moment. Which I'm very sad about. Oh, I've done this already. Okay, I've got enough fragments. That's good. Look, I will be okay. It's just really hard to keep a bright and cheery face on when, you know, like if you're going through shit. If you're going through shit, there's a certain amount of stuff that you can just kind of put aside and do the thing, play some games, chill out with awesome people, all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, physical pain is not one of the things you can set aside.
One of our foragers spotted food nearby. See what you can get.
Physical pain is one of those things that will just continually let you know that it's there and it exists. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just kind of sucks because I'm not streaming on Friday already. And I cut off Wednesday last week early for some similar reasons. It's just, yeah, I feel like I know that my health has to come first. Because if I don't have my health, then I don't have stream. At all. It's simple as that. But, it's still a really difficult thing to kind of grapple with. Like, I want to stream. I want to spend time with you guys. I want to do this stuff. I want to. If I didn't want to, I wouldn't do it. But when you have to make a decision between something you want and something you need, it sucks. It really, really sucks. We've got 15 minutes left on the battle timer. I'm gonna give it till then and see how I'm feeling. See if the Paradol kicks in enough. And if it hasn't, then I might just have to tap out. Fire mode question. What is full fire mode? So I don't know what that means, and I'm not sure what stats you want to see. I'm a little bit confused. Could you give me some more information? Hey Silver, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. character window. Can I see it? I mean, yeah. But what do you mean by full fire mode? I don't understand what that means. So these are the weeklies about to turn in. When's the next soup? For a while. Hours and hours and hours. You usually play fire, so I thought you will pay full fire. What is full fire? I still don't understand what that means. You can't play half arcane, half fire as a spec. Like, you can't do that. I don't understand what you mean by full fire. That's not a thing I've ever heard referred to in WoW. That's the part that's confusing me. Go buy a scar and turn some of these quests in before I head back up to scale. So you've used a phrase and you've asked me a question about the phrase and I've asked you to explain it and you refuse to explain it. I don't understand. He means exclusively play fire. Right, okay. Because that's not a mode though. That's what confused me. It's like full fire mode. Like what the fuck is full fire mode? That's not like even do you only play fire? Sure, I can absolutely understand that. And yes, I do only play fire. But what is full fire mode? Do you get why I'm confused? But welcome in, Lukey. Hope you're doing very well today. I hope you're having a brilliant day. I try my best not to assume too much about what people mean, because I know that there's a lot of you know, like miscommunications and stuff like that, and that's fine. But usually I can kind of figure it out if it's a typo or something like that, but full fire mode just kind of weirded me out. Full fire mode means only play fire. Right, okay, I've never heard that phrase before referred to World of Warcraft ever, for any class or spec or anything at all. So that's why my assumption was like, because you can't put some points into arcane and some into frost, and like, is it, you know, is it full fire? Is it only fire? And it's like, but yeah, so that's not a thing that is referred to in the community. But yes, I do not play frost or arcane. That's what the question was then. Yeah, I only play fire. I don't play frost or arcane. I dislike frost's playstyle. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work with my brain. I used to play arcane fairly frequently, especially when I was doing like transmog farming and things, because arcane explosion is really useful for older content. But now that we've got since we've had arcane explosion as a part of fire as well, then I haven't needed to switch. So yeah, I've been fire spec for a long while. Long while. Mage spec was good though. I mean, if you enjoy them, they're good. Some people just don't like playing them, and that's okay too. Like, no need to halfway shame people for not enjoying all of the specs. I've never enjoyed Frost. I've been playing for nearly 16 years. End of January will be 16 years played. And I've never enjoyed Frost. It's just not my thing. Glad that it's there for others who like it, but I do not like it, and I do not want to play it.
One of our foragers spotted food nearby. See what you can gather.
An amazing day. I'm glad to hear it, Lukey. Glad to hear you're having an amazing day. Red full fire when this girl is on fire. Some Lincoln brain. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay.
What can I do for you? Smooth sailing. Safe passage to you. Look always to the sea. Keep the wind in your sails.
Okay.
Safe passage to you.
Tick that off. Or do those work orders, crafting orders for Jazz. I can tick off my JC stuff. Soup and the Siege are too far away at this point. Okay. No, it's executive assistant. It says down along the bottom here. Pretty sure you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Just here.
Have anything
Okay.
ancient to trade? Needs
There
to be at
is-
least 2 centuries old. If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Oh, shit. Ah, perfect. Well, there you go, yeah. Some... Executive... Oh, shit. It's executive assistant.
Hey, how you doing? If you ever need anything,
Okay, can't do that world quest. I can do a few others.
It is an excellent day for a race. Come fly with us. Excellent work. I can see that the two of you will soon be formidable competitors.
Go battle pet. Some marked flawless battle stone. Formidable flyer. I would also like that. That would make me happy. Da-da-da-da-da. Pet battle indeed. What is the strongest pet? It'd depend on the battle you're doing. There's a whole, like a group of them, about 10 to 15 pets, that if you've got all of them, you can pretty much do any pet battle. But there are quite a few. Some of the ones that come to mind are like the Emerald Protowhelp and the Anubisath Idol and Icky. And like there's a handful of them that work really well in sync with each other and stuff. It just depends on what you're battling against. I use Zufu's pet battle strategies to figure out what I want to use against each fight. I find it really, really helpful. Lots and lots of like user submitted things. So even if there's one strategy that I don't have a pet for, I can usually find one I do, which is really useful. Sometimes I want full clear world quest include pet battle. I mean, that's what I do. I clear all the world quests and do the pet battles as well. That's what I do. Anubisath idol. It's a pet. One of those stronger ones that was used in a lot of pet battle strats. I'm not sure if it's used so much anymore because I know in Shadowlands they made some big adjustments to how a lot of the pets worked. But it's one I always used to have in most of my teams. Silver, Zam, and Martin, congratulations to all of you on your bonus. Shit, well done. Most people either ignore pet battles entirely, use their foods. Yeah, would you work with without using it? I reckon. Like, there's a handful who love, like, part of their enjoyment of the game is coming up with strategies and testing them out and stuff like that, and that's great. I'm very thankful for them because it means I don't have to do it. But yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. It's such a useful resource. Highly recommend it to anyone who's getting started with pet battles. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a TV or movie thing. Right. I said I was going to go to that battle and see how I went. Every time I open my mouth to speak, I'm in pain. It's not my jaw, it's my teeth. I feel like electricity is coursing through my teeth every single time I open my mouth because of the air touching them. And I have retainers on, which means that the air isn't actually technically touching them. So what I'm going to do is not stream anymore. I'm going to finish the stream for today. I'm already not streaming on Friday, so I'll be streaming again on Sunday. And what I'm going to do in that time is contact my dentist and go out and visit them if I need to, because they're not close by. It's a fair hike to get there, and just get something that's going to help with the sensitivity. I'm already using sensitive toothpaste. I'm already doing everything they're already telling me to do. I've taken painkillers. There's no more painkillers in the house that I can take without going over the recommended dose, and I'm not going to do that because that's silly and dangerous, and don't do that. But I am going to talk to them and just see if there's anything I can do. I've had, these are Invisalign retainers, and I've had them since Monday. Yesterday, like Monday, my teeth were fine, totally fine. Yesterday, they were a little bit strange, and today they're just agony. So I'm going to have a chat to them and see if there's something wrong, if they're fitting wrong, or there's something that's not right, or if they are fitting correctly, to see if there's something they can give me or something they can recommend that I get online or something to just allow me to eat and drink and not be in pain every time I speak, because speaking is like a big part of my job. Not sure if you guys have noticed. But I'm not just gonna not stream and then go and sleep. No, I'm going to take action, and I'm gonna fix this so that when I come back to you on Sunday, you will get a full stream, and I will maintain my fucking schedule, because this is ridiculous. And I feel exceptionally crappy and guilty and silly that I can't even fucking stream properly. It's fine. I'm gonna sort it, because that's what adults do. We get our shit together and we get shit done. Good. Let's find someone to pass some love to. So I keep doing funny things with my tongue. I'm hoping that the heat from my tongue will somehow do something. It's not. Shock horror. Oh, stop that. Please stop that. Okay, me too. Me too, Durin. Fucking hell, me too. Pain relief, thank you, Seeker. Indeed. See you later. Alright. Here we go. I'm not going to do the whole speech because my teeth hurt enough as it is. But grab your copy paste. We're going to go visit Kent. We haven't visited Kent in a while. He's a lovely guy. 1,207 streams in a row he's done now, day by day. So, like, that deserves some support. I know, but still, it just kind of doesn't feel good when you can't do what you've committed to, you know? But I'm gonna handle it. I'm gonna sort this stuff out, and I'm gonna come back, and it'll be great. And I'll actually deliver what I have led you all to expect you are to be receiving. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. And I will see you on Sunday with hopefully much less sore teeth.
Want some of my...